Uh, Hi guys, this is just a quick overview of how to use the Bible timeline. Now you see here that it's color coded in sections. Your first section here in yellow is the books of the Bible when they were written and what time period they cover. And that continues on down to the manuscripts developing into the organised canon as we know it now, as well as translations up to the modern versions that we have now as well. The section below that is history, that brown section here. Bible history through Old Testament, through New Testament, and then church history up until the year 2000. There's not a lot of space here in the New Testament period to cover the essentials of the New Testament, and there's only this little patch time frame here, just not enough. So what I've done is there's an arrow there from this historical perspective, an arrow down into the blue section here, which has three separate timelines, and they're on a different time scale from the rest of the timeline. The first one there is the lifetime of Jesus as he was on the earth. The next one is the New Testament period of about three to 3.5 years of Jesus' ministry, and then below that there is church history, so from the book of Acts and up till about 100 AD, just some details there. So that's why it can look a bit confusing, but that's why, in order to fit in the New Testament period, I've made 3 different timelines on 3 different time scales. And then the purple section down here is basically world religions as they arose. No, not a lot of detail about them. Really no detail about them apart from when they arose. And also world history, so secular events that occurred, showing perspective with Bible events and people. You notice here in the New Testament time period, you've got a very small area there to cover all the essentials of the New Testament. And so what I've done is, there's a yellow arrow here pointing down to the next section below, which is a blue section, that covers in detail those essentials from the New Testament period. And they're on And in order to show them well, I have placed in here 3 different timelines on 3 different time scales. So there's the life of Jesus that goes from 4 BC or so to the end of his life. Then below that there is the years, the 3 to 3.5 years of his ministry, and then below that there is church history, early church history, starting with the book of Acts, and just some details up till probably 90 AD or so. But the blue section is the only one that is on a different time scale than the rest of the timeline. Now also, some people have asked, what are these squiggly lines in here? That's my vain attempt to show the meandering journey of Israel with God through the Old Testament, and that's why you see when you get to around 1000 BC, you see that they divide off into 2 different kingdoms. The northern kingdom off into Assyrian rule and eventually disappear, and the southern kingdom branching out here and continuing on.